Welcome back to the control pod.
Yay!
Before we start, I'm so sorry. My voice is going to be a little bit raspy. I
It
have
already
been
is.
screaming at the Hawks last night, but today we're joined by Rene Warda.
There,
Warda. Warda.
there we go. We're there. We're there.
Are we gonna roll with that?
We're halfway.
Warda.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Founder of Timelink and also Vizlio. Welcome to the
Yep.
podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining, and we really appreciate your time. We appreciate the time of all the guests that hop on the control pod. But for the listeners, who are you? What do you do?
Look, so my name's Rene. I'm the founder of Timelink. We're Australia's first digital order notification system. So essentially, what we do is we replace those physical puzzle pager systems, and we essentially digitize that whole process. And we kind of provide a way for businesses to communicate with their customers through feedback, Google reviews, surveys. Really understand who their demographic is in a way that normal buzzers can't. And then you have on the flip side, so Vizlio, which is a web design development agency that I started about a year and a half ago. That is what it says it is. We do web design from small to medium enterprises. And yeah, that's a little bit about that. My background is I'm an admitted lawyer. Got admitted last year in August. And thank you. And I came to the realization that it's not for me. This is the path I want to go down. So figured I'd pursue what's in the heart.
Yeah,
So,
wow.
yeah.
That's a long journey to study and get to, and then to get admitted and say you don't want to do it anymore. Talk to us what was going through your head when you were studying, and actually, I guess even to the point where you chose not to do it anymore.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of it is the legal degree is so good to have, right? I believe it's like extremely beneficial just on all aspects. Teaches you human skills, I guess, negotiation, and a lot of other business aspects, which I think is invaluable. But I think I got to the point where it's like, am I doing this because it's what I wanted to do, or is it because of what my family wants me to do, or whatever it is? Which I think is a lot of the reason why people don't pursue what they want to do. It's like outside perspective.
Yeah.
And once I kind of sidelined that and I realized what's here, that's where I am now. But yeah.
I love that notion. I definitely grew up in uni and I hated the system. I was like, why the fuck am I here? Basically felt pretty betrayed. I think
Yep.
like you're portrayed that university and getting a good degree, getting a good job, like that's the thing that you need to be doing, and that's the thing that's going to make your family happy and those people around you really happy. And I think the only downer, or like the sort of conflict and everything that happens in between that journey is like the sunk cost fallacy. Is like you invest so much time into studying, pursuing something that you feel like you're destined to do. How did you navigate, I guess, all of that?
Look, so when I first started, I guess, developing the business, I was doing the business. I was working full time for one of the government agencies, and then I was also obviously studying full time. So it was a lot. It was a lot of, I want to say, mental warfare in that sense. But I think it's just about kind of putting yourself outside the box a little bit, and just having a different perspective on life. And it's just, yeah, I always knew I wanted to do business, but it's just a matter of actually biting the bullet and getting out there, I guess.
Yeah. No, I love that so much. Talk to us about sort of what prompted you to start these. Well, obviously there's two businesses.
Yep.
Whether you want to go Timelink or Vizio first, but what came with the like light bulb moment or the idea moment for you?
So we'll start with Timelink. So Timelink is my little baby. I started it 3 years ago. So a lot of time in development. And that's also because I'm a first time founder. I was figuring out how to navigate things. I didn't come from a tech background. So it's navigating, the software aspect, finding good team to work. Got burnt a couple times along the way, as you do. Went to China, which was a huge thing for me. Met up with manufacturers just to kind of put the vision in. It was a lot of no's, you can't do it for some reason. But it's like, I feel like when you have a vision and you can see it so clearly, it's like you kind of got to just go for it. So started that one, and then yeah, I figured that we really wanted to help small businesses. And it sounds cliche to say because everyone wants to help a small businesses, but it's also like a small business, sorry, but it's also like, how can we do that? And I feel like by providing them with the tools that I guess larger enterprise businesses have, I feel like that's a step in the right direction. And then, the Vizlio, to be honest, that was a way to help fund Timelink, just because Timelink is a free digital or notification system. We have a free version and a paid version. So that was kind of one way to help with that. And we're doing relatively well with the web design and development stuff. So something that I kind of want to stick with a little bit more and use my time wisely.
Yeah. Was it like an experience though? Like you went into like a business and was like, oh my God, this is something that we can fix? Or was there a moment for you? Like what was that?
Those buzzers absolutely hated. They're dirty. They're just, it's like, is it going to buzz? It's like, and it just got to the point where it's like, there's going to be like something else. It's like these things were made how many years ago, and they're still like
Yeah.
so problematic. And that's the thing we have with a lot of businesses as well. It's like, they don't work half the time. They break, they're expensive. And it's like, how can we improve that? So I know for me personally, especially the first time I was at Boost, and it's like, okay, I'm in a shopping center. I want to go for a walk. It's like, I can't go for a walk because I don't know when my order's ready. And it's something that seems so simple that, there's nothing out there. So we QR coded it. We NFC'd it. We tried to make it as quick and as easy as possible. And yeah.
Describe how the product works as well, because I think that vision. I think I sort of had a look and I was just a bit like, how does it sort of work?
Yep.
Like, what do you mean by buzzers? And then you said buzzers, and it's like literally handing out those little discs.
Buzzers,
Yeah, those little discs, and then you get beeped and everything for it. How does your product work?
Okay, so our product differentiates in the sense that there's a little device. It displays a QR code. After the business takes an order, it then pops up with a trackable link, directs you to our web-based application, so no download required. Customer enters their phone number one time, and then they receive an SMS notification when their order's ready for pickup. So that's as simple as it is. And then, of course, along the flow of that system, that's when we provide the tools for the businesses to kind of connect with their customers a little bit better.
Also, like going with like the feedback and the
Going with the
review and
correct, yep. It's I guess collecting those private feedbacks, creating targeted surveys, marketing campaigns, directing them to Google reviews, and
just more touch points.
there's more touch points. That's all it is, right?
Well, it's all touch points, and I think every business is in the data business basically. So it's like, how can you accumulate as much data and as much information on your customer profile so that you know exactly what they want, when they want it, how they want it, and why they want it as well. So it's
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly. And the thing is, I mean, you can run Facebook meta ads. I'm not sure if you guys do them. I'm assuming, but it's just I've found my personal experience is I hated them. I feel like you outlay so much money, and a lot of the times the leads you're getting, they don't resonate with you. But when you're able to retarget a customer that already loves you and already understands your business, then it's easier to keep coming back, getting them back in the door.
Yeah,
So
actually, that makes a lot of sense. Like if they've already come to your store and just out of just like coincidence, like on a street or something, just retouching them back again
100%
to connect it more. That's really important. How's the feedback been with businesses that you've been talking to about it? Like, what's that experience been like?
Look, we're not perfect in the sense that the system has flaws, and I'll be the first one to say that. And that's a lot of the feedback we get. But a lot of it is, it's such a great system, and we see the potential in it, and we see how much it's helped our business in the sense that it's providing us another way to communicate with our audience. So yeah, getting really good feedback from it, but it's a matter of tweaking it and just being in trend with, tech is evolving every single day. So it might be the latest now, but next month it's like,
Yeah.
so it's like you have to constantly keep the system going, and that's the
Yeah.
only way we'll be able to, I guess, survive and compete with those larger businesses that have the resources to implement something like this.
Yeah.
But
What? Sorry.
no,
What have you noticed in the 3 years of business? Like 3 years is quite some time. We've just had our first year anniversary as well,
Yes.
which has just flown by. Like,
yeah, congrats for that.
Thank you.
That's huge.
Like we just blinked and
Yeah.
it's just gone. How have the 3 years been? Like, can you walk us through a timeline of, I guess, from ideation through to where you are now?
I think most of it is kind of understanding who you are as a business owner. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things, but it's, okay, I have an idea in my head. How can we actually conceptualize that? How can we turn it into a product? So it's about doing, obviously you have your market research, but market research is only one aspect, and it's not reliable. Speaking to the businesses, the customers that are actually going to use the system, that's going to give you more information than any number on a spreadsheet can. So I guess the start was obviously, finding a developer, building a good connection with them, and then there was that device that we needed to really find to make it work. So as I mentioned, I went to China, met up with a bunch of suppliers, and didn't find the supplier during then. I went to 10 to 15 different manufacturers,
Wow.
um, which was something. It was really throwing myself in the deep end. I went by myself. I think I was 22 at the time, 21.
Oh wow.
So it's like it was a big leap, and I feel like I learned a lot
What's that
from that
space
journey.
like? I like even
Mm.
because we talk about like going to China and
Mm.
whatever, and I look at like YouTube vlogs of people that are like in that same sort of like e-commerce slash sort of not
Product. I'd say
product
product,
industry,
yeah.
then going to China and whatnot. Like, what's that like? What was that like going to China?
Look, it's all about relationships, just like anything, right? It's about building a relationship, ideally prior, organizing like, hey, this is what I need for my business. What do you have? What can we get to work? But it's also understanding that if you want a system that kind of isn't around, it's how can we get it to work feasibly as well? Like a lot of the businesses, the manufacturers we were approaching, it's like, okay, this is going to cost tens of thousands of dollars to do it, and um, yeah, it's quite like, why should this happen when it's in theory, such a simple idea, right? It's a screen with a QR code on it. It's not rocket science, but it's like trying to find, I guess, the manufacturers that are willing to work with you, especially on initially such a small scale, which is, I mean, what everyone is getting started.
Yeah, it's like trying to. It's not even just like about pitching the idea and then
Mm,
getting people to just like work with you on it. It's like, do they see the vision? Well, you want to work with someone who sees the vision that you see,
exactly.
and are just as excited about it as you are, so that they feel eager to. I think any client that we've had, we've been super lucky that they've also sort of seen the vision of what we do and how we do it, and they're like, yeah, let's do it together. Like it's a collaborative effort. I think that makes a big
And
difference.
that's where you're going to see the most, I mean, I guess the most amount of success and just progression, from both a personal and a business standpoint.
Sure, I think we feel more fulfilled knowing that like the clients that we serve
Mm,
have full faith in us, and
yep.
we also have full faith in what they offer as a business as well. Like we're not going to work with people that we don't really, I guess, gel or mesh well with,
Mm.
and like we're not going to take someone just for the sake of taking them to.
And that's the thing. It's about finding, I guess, your people, your network, the people that you work well with, the businesses you work well with, and how can we both move forward together? Because I think that's what business is.
That's it. You mentioned, I guess, Timelink as just a screen and a QR code.
Mm.
I guess
Very simple.
very
Very
much
simplified.
downplaying what you've
Mm.
had to go through. How has, I guess, pitching this idea been with businesses?
I have no sales experience, so
Mm.
it's cold calling businesses. It's like it's hard to really kind of explain what the system does, especially because there is nothing like it on the market. So it's like you're calling these businesses and you're trying to simplify a simple product. And it's like sometimes in trying to do that, you over explain. And I feel like that's what I've noticed is causing a lot of, I guess, friction between myself and businesses.
Yeah,
And that's just being real.
I think
Yeah.
the thing is, yeah, with sales, sometimes people overcomplicate it as well.
Mm,
It's just like, how do you simplify the problem, or how do you create an analogy that sets the scene for the problem as
exactly.
well? And
Yep.
how can your product or how can your service solve that issue?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
Yeah, it
very
is hard.
simple said,
yep.
but I think when you are so passionate about the product too, sometimes that can be really hard to relay the information without being like, I want to show you everything and anything as
Exactly.
well. So
Exactly. And
I,
that's the tough thing, especially when it's coming
Yeah.
from such a, I want to say, an emotional point because it's my baby. It's like, okay, you kind of got to put the blinders on and be like, okay, this is just simplify it. Just keep it as simple as possible. A business doesn't want to hear about all these, extra fancy stuff that it does. They just want it simple. How's it going to make my life easier? And how's it going to make my customers' life easier as well?
100%.
So it's about
Yeah.
really being able to explain that.
That's it.
I
How
would
have
be
you?
terrible at sales.
I think
I
you,
would
you
just
would just
yap way too
Yeah,
much,
I
and I'd
think
be
so.
there for like an hour just trying to say, just listen to me, please. I swear it's good.
Sometimes simple is better, to be honest,
That's
No,
true.
or
exactly.
concise too.
So
Hundred
true.
percent.
100%. I love it. How have you navigated, I guess, the no's? Because I can imagine so many businesses there felt that they might be like, I don't have time for this. Like, I don't believe in your product. Sorry, mate. Like, no time for this.
It's all about personal relations. A lot of the businesses that have said no, I still keep in contact with in the sense that um, they're they're still in the scene. So check in. Is this something that you'd consider, touching base with again? Yes, yes, no, no. And it's also not taking everything so personal. They're doing what's best for their business, and I think that's something I've been needing to understand a lot. It's don't take everything so personal. Go with the flow. It will all work itself out. And it's just a numbers game. Sales is just a numbers game. The more you call, the more no's, but you're also closer to a yes. So
That's true.
that is just what keeps me grounded, especially talking to a business owner. It's like they get so many calls already. It's like I don't want to deal with this shit. Sorry for the language, YouTube.
It's all good. It's a free space. Free speech, free speech. How good. And so where does Vizlio, I guess, fit into this picture as well?
So, look, Vizlio was, I guess I created that to fund Timelink. So that's how that one comes into it. We had the team, we had the network. So it's just a matter of, okay, how can we, I guess, still work in that small business, medium business area, and also be able to, I guess, provide services to them. For a lot of businesses, websites are overly complicated, I feel, and it just doesn't need to be like that. So I feel like when you work with the right team, it kind of just takes that edge off. It's when you engage people, you want somebody to kind of have to deal with that stuff, and I feel like that's kind of where we help a lot. We take that pain point away, and we take all that extra work and thinking of having to put your own website together, and we handle all that from the hosting, search engine optimization, whatever it might be.
I feel like you're the prime example of like no excuses as well. Because I think one of the biggest barriers to entry for people getting into business is like, well, how am I going to fund it? What am I going to do? Like, there's no traction or anything, but you've just started another business on top of that to fund the business that you want as well. It's it's just like Renee's literally just sitting
No
there
one
like,
but two
yeah,
businesses.
it's like, well, this is my dream, but I need this to fund it as well.
And it's like you have to be realistic as well. It's how the only way I'm going to fund Timelink is by getting money from somewhere.
Yes.
And I know 9 to 5 for a lot of people is what they do, and I completely hats off to all of you. But I just realized at an early age, it's like it's just not for me. So it's like, what can I do as that doesn't require me to having to go back to a 9 to 5?
What was that? I guess what built that attitude or belief? I think for me, speaking personally, it was like environment and just the people that you're surrounded by. Like that put a lot of distaste in my mouth in terms of like the types of people that you'd be surrounded by in those sort of settings. I know, I mean, you can speak for your
I
personal
had sort of the
experience.
terrible corporate series. I hated it. But I think for me, even was more on the annual leave side. I hated having just 4 weeks of annual leave.
Yep.
Like I'm just being such a so grateful, such a worldwide traveler. I just like was like 4 weeks, like that's it. I get to travel the world or see the world for 4 weeks, and then obviously mindful that I'm half Japanese, so I go travel to Japan to just see family. It's
Amazing.
not even a
Yep.
holiday, right?
Yep.
So how do I get out to the world more? And I was like, I'm just gonna quit
Can't do that
corporate.
with a 9 to
Can't do
5.
it.
Or
So-
there's the notion of like, literally trading time for money as well.
Yes.
That's also
Big
another
one.
aspect that people tend to hover around. It's like, are we doing 40-hour weeks or are we doing more than that? And then just being paid like a fixed salary with no, I guess, bonus or anything, and you get taxed on that and everything.
Yeah.
But what was the most compelling reason for you to establish that belief of like, I don't want to be in 9 to 5?
I think it was kind of just wanting more for myself. Like, it sounds so cliche, but I think that's really what it comes down to. It's if I can work, and build something for myself, and I can kind of grow off that, and at the same time be able to travel, have more freedom to do what I feel like I want to do. It's, why kind of wouldn't you? And that was kind of my mindset. I'm not happy with just being very base level. It's just not in me. And I feel like a lot of us entrepreneurs, the reason why we get into business, freedom is one of it, but it's also, I guess, something, more within ourselves that we kind of are striving for. And we want to build something, and we want to leave an impact, and however that may be. Yep.
100%. I feel like I've gone through this journey of like slandering the fuck out of 9 to 5 and then just turning back and being like, oh shit, like it's actually a bit intense. Hey, like I don't mean to slander people who are in 9 to 5 as well. I just think it's so compelling. And like, why wouldn't you, when you have such a deep and meaningful purpose to
100%,
life and you have a problem that you do want to solve, and it involves your passion, it involves your skill set, and it's something that you're good at as well. Like, why wouldn't you take that opportunity to further yourself? Like I think we're all destined to do something for the better,
100%.
and for other people as well.
And look, in saying that, a lot of the time it might be through a 9 to 5 that you can achieve that. And, I think that's where it's everyone's goals are different. Everybody's own personal outlook is different in that regard. But it is also, where can you have the most impact? And if you feel like the most impact you can have in the world and on people's lives is within a 9 to 5, then by all means. But for other people, it's, wanting to start something, wanting to, create something and go down that route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have your parents played a role in that? I think I feel
Ooh.
like the idea or the notion of, I mean, ethnic parents, right? Like they build you up and they've come and they've sacrificed so much to get us to this beautiful country, and they have raised you, sheltered you, provided for you, and built you up, and set this expectation for this is what life is meant to be. Like pay your dues, basically.
Yeah,
Like this is the life we want you to have, to repay us almost in a way. How did they take you? Firstly, I guess turning away from law and starting all this.
Look, they've always been really supportive of it. Obviously, support is limited in the sense that unless you're in the business industry, you don't actually know how to support. Like it sounds, I don't know how else to explain it other than that,
That's
right?
true.
I
So
mean,
true.
we immediately just got
Yeah, it's like-
so true.
yeah.
And
So
that's
true.
what it comes down to. So it's like you have to also understand, like, don't take it so personal. Like when you feel like your family isn't supporting you, it's just because they don't see what you see, and like you got to stay grounded, in that regard. But yeah, no, they've been super supportive. My dad said, finish your degree, get your degree. After that, you do whatever you want. And I feel like that was kind of a big step to, I guess also pursuing this on a more full time, as opposed to not really half-assing it, but not giving it my full potential.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it it gives you that security blanket, right? And I think my parents were the same as well, because I was so early on, I was like, I'm out, like I can't do this.
And I used to think the security blanket was good, but it's like, as I progressed, I realized like that's actually having a plan B is, I feel like a lot of the time stopped me from giving my plan A what he deserved,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Preach. This guy's
Yeah.
speaking facts.
Well, that's like your story, hey?
Yes,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, similar. I think although kind of
Well,
weird though, because I feel like with me, I kind of always wanted to do something that was like out of that like job or uni degree. Well, I mean, I studied criminology, so that's nowhere near to
Yeah.
what I'm doing now. So different, but I just loved learning about anything. So to me, I could have studied anything, and I think I would have loved it. And then quit, like did the degree, whatnot. And same, parents wanted it. Finish the degree, do whatever you want after. Worked in a corporate job, and I was like, nah, get
for
out
you.
of here. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
nah, bad experience, get out. And then I just doing social media and just enjoyed that. And then obviously the social media world was really starting to kick off. And then there wasn't many agencies out there, but they was slowly starting to build out. So I was like, I've got to come into the wave as it's like going to get bigger. And now it's pretty big, I think.
Would you say, I guess your biggest realization was the environment of people around you, or kind of was it something else? Like,
You know what's interesting? I think a lot of people in corporate hate being in corporate. Like I feel like they're so much like, oh, I'm gonna reach this corporate ladder, and they preach all this to other people outside of the outside of their job. But in the job, when they're actually in office working about it, they're talking about what they're doing on the weekend, what they can't wait for their next holiday, they can't wait for Christmas, all these things, and they're never talking about like the actual job itself.
correct.
And that's just, they're not passionate about it.
And if you want to climb that corporate ladder and you want to do it seriously, it's a very cutthroat industry.
100%.
So if you want to do that, you kind of have to look at it as if it's your own business.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people don't.
Yeah. Always.
So, and it goes back to exactly what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
It's like you want this progression, but what are you actually doing to get there?
Yeah, and I think I got to a point where I was just sick of it, because I was like, I was hearing everyone say, I want to leave this job, or I don't like, I want to go on a holiday, I want to do this. It sucks being at work on Monday or whatever. And I'm like, so do something about it. Like, if you hate it. So then I think that's what, I think if anything, that was all motivation to me to go like, I don't want to be like everyone else that's going to just keep saying that they hate their job and not do anything about it. I want to be the person that does something about it. So I think that was definitely my experience. And content honestly led the way for that. Speaking of content,
Yes.
that was my segment.
I'm ready.
There's no content on your page.
There's no content.
What is happening? Tell
I know.
us.
And I feel like, I have no excuses.
That was my segment into content.
Content's one of those things where I've just found it so hard to kind of showcase what's in my brain. And it's like, I feel like that's why we have people like such talented people like you who can actually help smaller businesses or just help anybody kind of increase their digital presence. So for me, that was one of the things that I've just not been able to do.
Yeah.
Especially in this time, it's like you need to put yourself in front of a camera,
Yeah.
and a lot of it is just being real. It's like, I guess a part of it is worrying about what other people think, and I feel like that's a lot of the time, and a lot of the reason why people don't do content, and in my case, that's one of them. But it's it's like, who cares what these people think?
Yeah.
It's like, who cares?
So when's
But
your first video
it's
coming out?
It's coming soon. It is coming.
Are you
very
planning on
soon.
doing content?
Yes, I am. I am.
I think you.
We've got some videos in the works, and
Oh, that's
they'll be coming
good.
out soon. So yes, for sure.
I love
I
that.
think in this world of business, you'd be playing it very stupid if you're not doing content, and
Yeah.
that's what we're finding. With
And it's just making you work so much harder as well. It's like you drop a video that can reach 5 potential clients, or whatever it is, or do you sit there, spend all this time to speak to 5 different people, how with 30 different people, and then if you're lucky, 2 of them say yes.
Yeah, that's so
And it's
true.
like the roles are reversed. It's you chasing the customer as opposed to the customer chasing you. And I feel like that's one of the powerhouses with content.
I think,
have
well,
that.
that's what's driven our business, to be honest. Like, we've now had 3 conversations in the past week where people have come to us and said, I've been thinking about content, and I wanted to approach you guys.
Literally
did that
20 minutes before we
Yeah.
came here
Literally.
back home, it
And
was
that's,
another
that's
conversation.
the power of it. And that's what, I feel like at the start I failed to kind of to see.
But I think now we're starting to grasp it, maybe because when we started off, a lot of the businesses that we worked with were literally 0 to the ground up. And it's not like we've blown them up to thousands and thousands of followers, but we're starting to see glimpses of their presence is now being felt as well and
Recognised.
recognized in the industry. And people are like, hang on, you're really consistent right now. What's happening behind the scenes?
And I think it also goes back to, you want the quality of content you're putting out and the quality of people that are reaching out to you. You want them to be actual successful leads, as opposed to just getting views. I mean, this is coming from somebody with no content, but that's my kind of outlook on it. Yeah, it's like I'd rather have 100 views and a higher count of leads than have 1,000 views and not doing anything for me.
Well, 2 businesses means 2 accounts. Is that
Yes.
2 batches of content that you're going to be
Yes.
posting out?
Yes, I have to.
Oh,
I don't know where I'm gonna.
we're holding
find
you
it.
accountable.
Yeah.
Next week we'll be
You'll
like,
see me.
oh,
Well,
we'll-
this is the
This is the account
accountability right
piece.
here. So
Well, other than, I guess, the perception of what other people think of you, what else do you feel like you struggle with content? Should we talk about that? What
Yeah.
what has inhibited you from being able to start, I guess?
it's being really it's the ability to have an idea, to get that idea. How do I put it into a camera? How do I make that camera look photogenic? How do I edit it? How do you? And it's so much time, as you know, you're the editor. So much time goes into that, and is it a good use of my time? I've never been able to justify it, but
Interesting.
you kind of get to the point where it's like, okay,
Yep.
So you've already listed off a lot of things like ideating, ideating, scripting,
Yep.
filming,
Yep.
planning the filming, setting up the shots, actually recording it, making sure the equipment's right, and then editing as well, and then
And then-
delivery.
Yep.
finishing it, posting it,
Yep.
all that.
See, and it's like,
a lot.
it's hats off to you guys. Just thinking about it, it's like
I just wanted to validate
damn.
what we do.
This is showing you guys how much work we put in
No,
to our clients.
yeah.
I'm joking. I'm just joking.
No, We've been awesome. I
So
think,
then,
it's-
you go.
there's just a lot that goes on behind it for sure. And I think
100%.
when you think of content in that way, it already becomes this massive hurdle for you to climb. Already you're thinking about the perception of what other people think of you. Then you're thinking about all the work that it takes to get it. And by the time you've thought through all of that, it's like so much time has passed by. And then you build more and more resentment or reluctance to actually sit down and film as well. And I think that's the trap that a lot of people get in. I'm in that at the moment too with my personal brand. So it's very relatable. And I think content is a very difficult thing to navigate for sure.
And it's procrastination as well. I feel like that's what a lot of it is, especially as you said, there's so many different aspects to filming a simple video that I think is overlooked a lot of the time. Unless you sit there and you try and do it yourself, you're like, I put a lot of time into this. And it's it's a full-time job.
Yeah, but I think it's also a more challenging. I think we touched on it very briefly when we first met, but it might even be a challenging aspect for your Timelink business, because how do you demonstrate content from a business? You're helping a business to their client.
Yep.
You've got to show that in content. So I'm like, how do we even like, even if like, let's say we onboarded you as a client, how would we even like try and demonstrate content? Because you would have to have a business and customers available to shoot with, or
Yep.
unless it's more like founder led content. I think that's kind of like
And I feel
the
like
direction.
and I feel like that kind of direction is what's been working for. I mean, just from what I've seen on the Instagram, it's the founder-led content that's kind of helping them with growth.
Yeah. Well, how often do we post like here's how we step by step film our client? Like we don't do that, and I feel like YouTube is a good platform for that because it's educational.
Yep.
TikTok sometimes like education is okay, like as much as brain rotty as that
That's what
platform is.
Yeah.
But Instagram is like, I feel like this really sweet spot of like you can build a really nice personal brand on it, be your authentic self, and people will tune in and they'll figure out what you do eventually, or they'll just ask you as well
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
they can DM you and all that sort of stuff too. But yeah, what are
Yeah,
your
maybe the
thoughts?
founder led content I think is like where it's gonna, I think, be the lead for you.
And I think it's showing people who think business is glamorous, like showing them the realities of it as well. Like it's fun to want the freedom, but look at all the background stuff. It's like people constantly telling you no. It's like, can you handle that? Yeah. It's all the behind the work stuff that, the late nights, they're doing the accounting, they're doing the the development or testing or whatever it might be. Problem comes up, how do we resolve that? I feel like that's
been my whole journey pretty much. I
Yeah.
think the overconsumption of content and social media and entrepreneur porn, basically, like for lack of a better term, it literally is.
Yeah,
It's
no.
like entrepreneur porn, or just like this glorification of being a business owner. Like I fell very hard into that trap of it's so glamorous. Like you buy back your time, you do the thing you love, and it's like, well, you're doing that plus more
exactly.
for an extended period of time,
Exactly.
and then you can break free.
But the thing is, they show you the fast cars, they show you the stacks of
Oh
cash. It's just like
gosh.
all of that brain rot Instagram reels,
Yeah,
TikTok fantasy that they just
Yeah.
show you. It's just it's so unrealistic.
yeah, 100%. It's so unrealistic.
It's
You guys are watching out there. Dubai isn't always the
Yeah,
the end
it's
goal.
true.
Hey, that's a touchy topic. Right? That's a very
Oh right, with everything with everything that's happening now. True. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what's next? What's happening with you in the next 6 to 12 months with Vizlio and
yeah,
Timelink?
it's really just focusing on. I'm going to focus on increasing my personal brand and then also my business brand as well. So I feel like that's kind of the direction I need to go in. But it's also being able to continue to innovate Timelink as well and get all the feedback that I have been receiving from businesses and improve the system even more. Our whole thing is big tech for small businesses. It's giving them the resources that they don't necessarily have already. So I really want to lean more into that and customize the solution to work for a larger group of people and just continue to innovate. I feel like you have to. So
where and how do you best innovate? Like, do you take yourself out for a walk? Where do your best ideas come from?
lack of sleep. Lack of sleep. So it's, those AM thoughts. And your mind's just racing constantly. It's like, okay, I have this problem. How do I fix it? I've gotten this feedback. How do I take it on board? They need this. How can we implement it? And it's just really just battling with yourself and it's trying to find the solution. And I mean, AI now helps a lot. So,
That's so true.
it's takes so
Massive.
much pressure off.
Yeah.
So
No, you've been absolutely awesome. Like I think from the energy that we're getting, it's like you're hungry. That's the vibe I'm getting right now, and that's exciting because that's where you want to be, especially when you're growing like 2 businesses as well, and then doing social media for 2 businesses as well. Very very hungry for it, but I think that's what we appreciate, and especially with every guest that we get on, they have this sense of hunger and drive, and sometimes it's just a motivation for us as well because sometimes when you're running business and there's days where you're just like, I just don't know if I should be doing this or can do this. And then when we get to talk to like business owners and entrepreneurs like yourself and so many other guests that we've had on, like, wow, it's just so exciting to see that everyone is kind of all in the same journey together and all have very somewhat similar struggles. It's just in different industries.
100%.
So
That's exactly.
yeah, it's been awesome.
I think, yeah, well, I mean, that's the whole notion of the control pod, right? Like we want to get business owners on because like you said earlier, they just get it.
Yep.
As well. And I think it's a really good reassurance, not only for us, you, but also the listeners who are tuning in, and hopefully they're able to relate, or hopefully they're able to gather some sort of inspiration from the conversations that we're having. But yeah, I feel like I'm happy to end it there. Is there anything that you'd like to leave on?
No, like thanks for your time. I appreciate it, and loving what you guys are putting out. So I've been following along for a little bit, but yeah, editing unreal, Alisha, content unreal. So hats off to both of you. I mean I admire it because I see how hard it is. So it's like hats off to you guys, and I hope your businesses appreciate that as well, because a lot of time and effort goes into it. And it's easy to judge it based on metrics such as views and whatever it is. But yeah, I think you have to kind of.
Well, I'm excited to see your content, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll wait
keen
for
to
that
follow
to.
the journey. We've got a dead camera on this side, but that's all good. I feel
one's
like
still
we've
rolling.
still got that one,
Yep.
so we're more than happy with that. Renee, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you so much.
Keen
Appreciate
to
it.
follow the journey.
Mhm.
For those listening, please rate the show 5 stars, chuck us a cheeky follow, or subscribe if you're watching on YouTube.
Like, comment. all
Yes,
that
like,
jazz.
comment, do the things that you need to do, and we'll see you in the next
And
episode.
support your local businesses.
Yes,
Yay!
thanks.
All right, bye,
Catch you later.
guys.